Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well. This is B with 2 Be Fruitful Training Group. All praises to the Most High. And today we're going over names. What is a name and how is it defined? Black's Law 2nd edition defines a name as the designation of an individual person or of a firm or corporation. In law, a man cannot have more than one Christian name, Rex versus Newman. As to the history of Christian names and surnames and their use and relative importance in law, see in R.E. Snook, 2 Hilt, New York 566, Name and Arms Clause. The popular name in English law for the clause sometimes inserted in a will or settlement by which property is given to a person, for the purpose of imposing on him the condition that he shall assume the surname and arms of the testator or settler, with a direction that if he neglects to assume or discontinues the use of them, the estate shall devolve on the next person in remainder, and a provision for preserving contingent remainders. Out of Anderson's Law Dictionary, 1889. Name, a designation by which a person, natural or artificial, is known. It is merely a custom for males to take the name of their parents, and not obligatory. When two names have the same original, or one is an abbreviation or corruption of the other, but both in common usage are the same, the use of one name for the other is not a material misnomer. When a person is known equally well by two names, he may be sued or indicted by either name, or by both. When a nickname is used, evidence will be received as to the true name. Such a name is but an alias for the true name. The rule that the middle name is really no part of one's name has not been extended to the Christian name. On the contrary, the law presumes that every person has a Christian name. Where there is a mistake in the name used in the writ, and the writ is yet served on the right person, he is thereby informed that he is the person meant, and he should plead the misnomer in abatement. A non-resident, to whom a wrong name is given in an order of publication, receives no legal notice. The law recognizes only one Christian name. There are cases countenancing, if not establishing, that the omission of a middle letter is not a misnomer or variance. If so, the middle letter is immaterial, and a wrong letter may be disregarded. Signing by initials satisfies the statute of frauds, and a legatee may be designated by initials. The effective designated candidate for election by his initials has been variously decided. Identity of a name is prima facie evidence of identity of person. As to names having the same sound, see idem sonans. At common law, a man may lawfully change his name. He is bound by any contract into which he may enter, in his adopted or reputed name, and by his recognized name he may sue or be sued. And as to the use of a name as part of a trademark, see that title. A man's name, as the synonym of his power and personality, is often put for the man himself. Thus, an agent is said to buy in the name of his principal when he buys for him, declaring his agency. A man invests in his own name as executor when he invests openly for himself, though he only receives evidence, bonds, of the investment. See addition, alias, forgery, misnomer, signature. And out of Bouvier's Law Dictionary, 1856, name, one or more words used to distinguish a particular individual, as Socrates, Benjamin Franklin. The Greeks, as well known, bore only one name, and it was one of the especial rights of a father to choose the names for his children and to alter them if he pleased. It was customary to give the eldest son the name of the grandfather on his father's side. The day on which the children received their names was the 10th after birth. The 10th day, called dinate, was a festive day, and friends and relatives were invited to take part in a sacrifice and a repast. If in a court of justice proofs could be adduced that the father had held the dinate, it was sufficient evidence that he had recognized the child as his own. Smith's Diet of Greek and Roman Antiquities. Among the Romans, the division into races and subdivision of races into families caused a great multiplicity of names. They had first the pronomen, which was proper to the person, then the nomen, belonging to his race, a surname or cognomen, designating the family, and sometimes an agnomen, which indicated the branch of that family in which the author had become distinguished. Thus, for example, Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus. Publius is the pronomen, the Cornelius the nomen, designating the name of the race Cornelia, Scipio the cognomen, or surname of the family, and Africanus the agnomen, which indicated his exploits. Names are divided into Christian names as Benjamin and surnames as Franklin. No man can have more than one Christian name, though two or more names, usually separate as John and Peter, may be undoubtedly compounded so as to form in contemplation of law but one. A letter put between the Christian and surname as an abbreviation of part of the Christian name as John B. Peterson is no part of either. In general, a corporation must contract and sue and be sued in its corporate name. Yet a slight alteration stating the name is unimportant if there be no possibility of mistaking the identity of the corporation suing. It sometimes happens that two different sets of partners carry on business in the same social name, and that one of the partners is a member of both firms. When there is a confusion in this respect, the partners of one firm may in some cases be made responsible for the debts of another. Baker v. Charlton. It is said that in devices, if the name be mistaken, if it appear the testator meant a particular corporation, the device will be good. A device to, quote, the inhabitants of the South Parish, end quote, may be enjoyed by the inhabitants of the First Parish. As to names which have the same sound, see ad idem sonans. As to the effect of using those which have the same derivation, see those. When a person uses a name in a contract, when a person uses a name in making a contract under seal, he will not be permitted to say that it is not his name, as if he sign and seal a bond A and B, being his own and his partner's name, and he had no authority from his partner to make such a deed, he cannot deny that his name is A and B. And if a man describes himself in the body of a deed by the name of James and signs it John, he cannot, on being sued by the latter name, plead that his name is James. So it's important to note that the Christian name seems to denote a corporation in which he is incorporated into the state. And out of the Federal Register of Saturday, September 7th, 1946, we have the definition of person. The definition of person means any individual, partnership, association, or corporation